All right, players, let's run it. It's the Painter Lopes. How you doing, player? Give me some water real quick. All right, let's do this. Sound check, sound check. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see. Sound check. We sound good. We sound good. Give me a yes. Give me a no. Give me a Charlie. Give me a Holmes. Give me a something. I guess nobody's giving nothing, huh? Nobody gives a. They don't care. All right. Check one, check two. Does that mean you can hear me? There you go. That's what I want to hear. There you go. Somebody's paying attention. What's good, people? Sounds good. Sounds great. It's Go ask Wes Watson, homeboy. Just came back from the gym, but I have to get it in, man. Let people have the opportunity to speak their mind. All right. Tuck and roll. Hey, I got a new job. Praise God. Hey, congrats, homie. I saw that. You said you lost your job not too long ago. Glad you're back in business, homeboy. Justin Trusty Garfield. That's right. What's going on? Trusty, ¿cómo estás, güey? All right, so let me put the number up there. So if any of you guys saw the spill I did one on on Dodger Stadium and under Pride Night, which is going to be on the 16th, which is a few days away. And the way I'm comparing it is, why is it that they would not for 1 second allow anyone to go in there and mock the Jewish religion or Islam, the Muslim religion? Those are two religions that and we all know this. This is not any kind of mystery. That's something that you know for a fact they would not allow. So why is it that it's okay to mock the Catholic religion? I'll tell you why. Because it's an attack on Catholic religion. It's like a lot of people in the community there hate it, hate the family structure, hate what it stands for, but they don't see the great and beauty that some of these religions actually do. Is there a dark, ugly history? That's a dark, ugly history in America. There's a dark, ugly history of everybody and anything that's ever existed in the world. But we're talking about today, and today it just seems like the Dodgers, after telling the sisters, what is it? Let me see. I think I wrote it down. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. After telling them that they couldn't go and they got all the backlash, and now they're saying they can. Well, they should get backlash from our community and not support them and not buy their gear and boycott some of their games. If not, boycott all their games until they come to their conclusion that, hey, you can't disrespect your fan base. This is exactly what the Bud Light did, right? They sat there and disrespected their entire fan base. Somebody's already tapping in. I don't even know if I have it Bluetooth connected yet. I don't think I do. Holmes, give me a second. I'll call right back. Let me connect it real quick. And we are off and running. So 951, you want to call back? There you go. We can get it going again. Make sure I'm good. Before I continue on and on. Yeah, we're good to go. All right, yeah, you want to call in 818-538-9330, 818-538-9330. I want to get your guys' take on it. Somebody said in the comment section, Gil, I'm a straight guy with kids and Latino. It doesn't bother me, so that's it. It's done. So in other words, that guy said it's done and it's done. No, man, we all have difference of opinions, and this is just my opinion. There we go. Caller, who's this?
Hey, what's up? This is Joe from Vegas.
Hey, Joe, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Joe, do me a favor. Make sure you turn off whatever you have back there with a TV or iPad or whatever it is, that we don't get no feedback. Yeah, I could hear it in the back.
Hear me now?
Yeah, let's run it. What you got?
Okay,
Joe?
yeah. I live in Vegas, and we kind of have the same issue. Like my daughter's school, they're having a Pride Day,
Right.
and so like the teachers and stuff were like, if you guys are encouraged to not make your kids stay home that day, kind of like making all the parents over here feel guilty for not agreeing with doing a Pride Day. Which what I mean is that they're gonna have like flags and like I have nothing against the gay people, but I feel like if as a parent, if we don't want our kids to be taught certain things at school, I feel like we should have the opportunity to talk to them at home and not feel like we're guilty or like pushing us on like an agenda on us.
And that's what's going on over here in North Hollywood. They just had one out here, a protest against one of the Pride things they did at school. And this is the thing. Most people, I would say the majority of people, could care less about, what people do behind their homes. If, males want to marry males, all that stuff. But when you're bringing it into elementary schools, what that does is that starts making the kids ask, well, why does he have two daddies? Well, why? Well, then you got to start having that conversation where it's something that the kids will eventually gradually start knowing that, oh, Johnny has two daddies. Nobody really cares. Johnny has two mommies. Nobody really cares. But it's like you're forcing it on them and trying to tell them, okay, this is okay, which it is. But you don't sit there, because now you're having a child asking their mom or dad, why does Johnny have this? And that's a conversation that should be left to the parents to bring up, right?
No, I agree with you. Like me and my wife, we're on the same page, and we're like, we don't have nothing against gay people, but they're kind of like putting us like this thing where it's like making all the parents feel guilty because there was a rumor going around the school that a lot of the kids were telling other kids like, well, my parents said on that day, we're not going to come to school that day. So it got to like, the office and the principals and all that. So they were just like, well, kind of trying to make all the parents kind of feel guilty. Like we're like, like we're kind of like against gay people and stuff like that. It's like,
and that's a game plan. They'll try to make you feel like if you're a bigot or you're a homophobe, but it has nothing to do with that.
Right.
I just don't want to sit here and have the birds and the bee conversation because you want to push it on us. It's like us going and telling somebody, hey, you need to have your sex conversation with your kid at 7 years old. No, that is up to a parent. That is not up to the school. That is not up to any ideology. That is up to the parents who are raising that kid. You sent your kids to school to learn math, to learn history, to learn, biology and stuff. You don't sit there and send an elementary school kid to learn about sex with, whether it's heterosexual sex or homosexual sex. That's not what you're doing. And that's what's being pushed. And we as parents need to come together and not be ashamed to speak up against it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that, man.
All right, brother. I appreciate the phone call, my man. Shout out to Vegas.
Oh, no, thank you.
All right, brother. Late.
Appreciate it.
So there's one parent down right there. All right, we got a new member in the building. Oh, man, Mr. Raider Tommy. What's up, brother? Got a new member in the building. Trucha, Tommy Trucha, they're looking for you, Holmes. They're looking for you. All right, anybody else? 818-538-9330. What you got, Justin? I think the LGBT community is being played and used to further push the globalist communist takeover of the USA. That's it, Tony. What's good with you? Talk to us.
Yeah, American Cholo. So it kind of relates to
I don't know. Sorry, Tony. Pay the bill, homie. Pay the bill. It says, and why do they insist such a small percentage of society? Because that's just the way it is right now, man. OG Steve, tapping in. Disrespecting Catholics is trying to diss Hispanics, Italians, Filipinos, Irish, and others all at once. That's exactly what it is. But the crazy part is that, they let it happen. The Dodgers are literally letting it happen. Why? Because people are not boycotting, because people are not letting their voices be heard. Tony, you back?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's try it again.
Yeah. So it kind of relates somewhat a little bit to what the subject is.
Okay.
Last time you were talking about you don't want them in the showers at the gym with your wife and your young daughters or
Correct.
your granddaughters.
Of course, correct. I do that.
So yeah. So I wanna see. What about? I don't want them in the showers with myself at the gym. I don't have any kids, but if I had any kids, I wouldn't want them in the showers with my son either at the gym. So like.
Yeah, but
okay, I understand. I totally agree that you don't want them in at the showers with your with your wife or your.
well, no, what I
because
don't.
of what they actually have in between their legs, because of what they actually have.
Of course.
But I don't want them in there on the men's side.
No, that to me, if you're a male, when I go to the gym, I don't look at other dudes and think, damn, is this guy gay? Is this guy transgender? No, to me, it's a dude, and I'm just I'm doing my things. So
I'm not gonna feel comfortable with them,
I don't know if you're that I don't know if you're that sexy. I don't know if you're that sexy.
You don't feel comfortable with them in there with my child?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
no, to me with a child, no.
So maybe not. I'm not. But other men are possibly. I imagine, especially if they're going to the gym. And are they gonna feel comfortable with somebody like that looking at them? Possibly. I mean,
well, I don't. Like I said,
I just wanted to see what you had to say about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
to me, no. To me, that's to me that's a whole different thing. It's saying, oh, if this guy is gay, I don't want to shot. No, because a lot of times you don't even know who's gay. In reality, there's people around, because nobody really knows, nobody really cares, nobody's really like trying to look for like how the gay community, not even the gay, the LGBT community is pushing, oh, we're being attacked, we're being assaulted, we're being murdered, we're being stalked. Nobody's stalking you, Holmes. You guys are the ones out there screaming and say, hey, look at me, and then saying, when you get the attention, and some of us don't like with the kind of attention you're trying to push to the kids.
Well, supposedly they're not stalking the women either, and the little girls in the women's shower.
Well, it has nothing to do with stalking. It has nothing to do with stalking.
If they're not stalking them, they'll probably
why? Because if
they're not stalking those guys,
if you have a penis and you're walking into the girls' restroom or the girls' showers, there's a problem. You don't have to be stalking. You're sitting there with your penis out. That is not a woman. That's the problem.
Okay, but if they're transsexuals, then that means that they're attracted to men, and you got them in the shower.
No,
you don't want them in the women.
Not necessarily, Holmes. Not necessarily. look at Jenner, Bruce Jenner. That's Caitlyn Jenner now. Caitlyn Jenner went full transition. She is attracted to women.
Okay.
All right, Tony. Thanks for the call, brother. All right, Tony's gone. That's actually a good call. Okay, let's run it. Let's keep it going. OGST, what's good in the hood, homie? Yeah, right. Lesbians are fighting for that bathroom equality. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works, right? Mr. Mike Lowry, appreciate that. $4.99 super chat. He'll keep the lights on in here. I'm totally on his side. All right, there you go, homie. Mike Lowry's gangland, oh boy. Stay away. What does this guy say? Let's see. The one, the only, Mr. Love Machina. What's up, Love Machine?
Can I get a large pizza?
Yeah, you want what kind of toppings you want?
Mixed in.
Cállate, güey. What's good, fool?
What's cracking, fool?
Talk to me.
What you rapping about today? I just seen you were nice. So I'm like,
we're talking about the Dodger Stadium with the Pride Night, how they're having what's it called again? The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, which are the ones who mock the Catholic religion. And my comparison to that is, would they allow that to happen to the Jewish faith or the Muslim faith? And the answer is plain and simple, no, they would not. So why is it okay for them to mock Catholics at a place like Dodger Stadium where there is so many Catholics?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you know what? You were talking about that. Yeah, no?
Yes. No, I dropped the video today.
Oh, yeah. I was tripping out on that shit. Yeah, that's crazy, dog. Like, fucking, we're the majority that watches all baseball and buy all the apparel y todo eso, pero they fucking still treat us like that. That's just crazy.
That is America, homeboy. That is America, and we're always the ones with so many numbers here, so many numbers there, and always get treated all kind of ways. Because why? Because we'll start making excuses. Oh man, it's not a big deal here. It's not a big deal there. Well, then we're gonna continue to be at the bottom of the totem pole.
Eso sí. Hey, you see about the aliens, fool?
Oh, hey, fool. Those shits are real, player. Those shits are real, homie.
You know what that was right there?
What's that?
That was uninvited family members that stopped by. Los países were like, ¿sabes qué? Vete a la verga. We're calling the cops on you, fool, dog.
No
Get
mames.
the fuck out of here.
No mames, way. They had a big old streak going over the sky, fool. All right, fool. Anything else? We're talking about Dodgers. We're off the aliens for the day, homeboy.
All right, later, dog.
Have a good one, dude. Late. That was Mr. Love Machine. Jay Boogie, good looking out, Gail. I emailed you today my brother's transcripts. Oh, hey, homie, I got those. I forwarded them to my homie. He said he got them. So I am sure he will forward them over to Gascon. So at least you got that step. I hope to God that everything works out. And I'm not saying he's not or he is, but if your brother is innocent, I hope to God and pray that he does get released, and this helps, facilitate that, my man. So, but yeah, I got the email. I forwarded to him already. So, let's see what we got in here. Where you at? So, Mr. Juan Gonzalez, appreciate that $20 super chat. Gil, when are you having Frank Rodriguez on your podcast? I think he's from the group Gays Against Groomer and has a point. Saludos, Gil, from Temecula, California. Much love and respeto. I identify as Cali Mac all day, homeboy. You know what? Let me hit him back up. I actually had talked to him on Instagram, and he agreed to do the podcast. And after that, we kind of just, started doing our own things, which happens all the time, right? But I know exactly who you're talking about. I will ask him again. I don't know, maybe tonight when I get off the live, I will definitely ask him, because yeah, he's a great person to have to speak on this, because he's a gay guy, and he'll say it himself that this is grooming, that there's nothing about the LGBTQ community that he kind of endorses, because he says it's just a bunch of groomers, and that's exactly what it is. And that's coming from a gay man, dude. It's funny how they try to, sit there and say stuff about me. Oh, you're just homophobe. Well, that's a gay guy saying exactly what I'm saying, but even more in depth. So yeah, I would definitely hit him up. Thank you for that, Juan. Where are we at here? Let's keep it going. You guys want to tap in? 818-538-9330. 818-538-9330. Say what's up to. Let me give the haters one of my shots. Homie, I've had this for a minute with hater. There you go, homie. What's been mine? Cause I don't think I had it before you. What's up, hater? One of the best in the biz, homie. Homie's doing great things. I got Sad Boy Loco in there, got the homeboy Grifo in there. Do your thing, homeboy. Appreciate you, player. Cala macaroni. That's what I like. That's my favorite, homie. Let me see what you got. He's just supposed to say Gil Groom's notorious. Nah, Booba's beard Groom's notorious, homeboy. Hey, I've had those shots for a while too, homie. All right, homie. We're gonna start beef. I'm gonna say you stole the shots, ¿verdad? Let's see. Caller. Who's this?
Dan.
Dan, what's going on? Dan, talk to us.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know my wife is a teacher with LAUSD, and they're starting to push the teachers to take seminars in regards to LGBTQ and indoctrinating kids. And she's like fully against it, and she's going to go against the grain and not take any of those classes. But to me, it just opens her up for lawsuits too for parents that don't want it, and if she's forced to do it. So that was just my 2 cents on that, and wondering what you think of that, teachers being forced to do it.
Yeah, no, I see it all the time. I'm seeing leaked videos from teachers actually having conferences and saying, listen, this is how we can push our agenda. It's whereas, the LGBTQ community that's pushing for that wants everybody to think exactly how they think and feel and act exactly how they feel. That's just not how the world works. Just like they say separation of church and state, we're not sitting there, teaching about God and the Bible at school for a reason, right? So why are we sitting talking about sexual orientation, and boys having sex with boys and girls having sex with girls and all kind of way out stuff to children, it makes zero sense.
That makes no sense at all. And she's just scared that, if she is forced to teach any of this, then does it open her up for a lawsuit? Because I don't think the school district's going to defend her with a lawyer if something does happen, or if she gets sued personally.
Right. And I don't know if the unions, it's like they have so much power and people are afraid to speak up. But I think like what I've been seeing out here in North Hollywood, I've seen in Glendale, I actually seen and shout out to the Armenian community. They're coming up strong. The Armenian community out here in the valley in Los Angeles isn't standing around and doing anything. They're protesting, and the districts are still pushing what they want to push. But what's going to happen now is they're going to awaken a lot of these parents up to start voting people out who want to sit there and push this on children. Because at the end of the day, there is no need for an elementary school teacher or classroom to be teaching about, sex, period. At all. I'm talking about heterosexual, homosexual, at all. Let the kids figure it out as they get older and the parents start talking. Even the kids will start talking and seeing, Johnny has the two dads. They'll eventually get into it and speak about it. And your parents, you as a parent will do it, but to force kids to sit there, this is what it is. No, it's completely wrong.
I definitely agree with you, man. Keep it up, man.
Hey, man, thank you. Appreciate the call. All right. Let's see what we got. Hold on. This vato said, Fred Flintstone said this vato stuck in the 90s mindset. What? The 90s mindset is I don't want my 7-year-old granddaughter learning about sex. That's 90s mindset. You believe that little kids should be learning about sex at that age? You believe that little kids should be watching drag shows with grown-ass men naked? That's the mindset? Nah, not here, Holmes. Sorry about your luck. Hey, Gil, when it comes to the Latino community, we have been exposed to these kind of things. What exactly are you saying? I'm not too sure, homie. Mr. Nick. Thank you for that $1.99 super chat. Nick Cure. I hope I got that right. I hate Monday. This was changing the subject. I hate Mondays. Hey, Monday is the day that you got to get it in, because that will dictate the rest of the week, homeboy. Yeah, and that's what this seems to be headed. Pedophilia will be considered normal in a few years if we don't check it. Watch. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's see. Mr. Nitro Alfonso, what's good, brother? Talk to us.
What's up, big brother? I want to share an interesting conversation that I had this week, and I'm not going to say the person that I had it with, but they're LGBTQ community. And, I'm a family man. I got a wife. I got kids. I got Christian beliefs. And I actually gave this person an opportunity. I go, look, man, this is Pride Month. I don't want to hear it from the outside. Tell me what your flag's about. From you, what does it mean? What is it about? Like, what is this about, right? And I was like, I gave them a shot, because a lot of times, man, we want to put these people inside of a perspective from our realm. But if we give them a chance to speak, let me get to where I'm going with this.
Go ahead.
Right? And so the colors all got a meaning, right? And then the New Age flag, it has a whole different meaning. Like, even it looks like a Puerto Rican flag, but when you see the black lines and the brown lines, those stand for the brown and black community, bro.
Wow.
Like inside the flag.
Right.
And I was amazed, and I told her, I go, look, man, can I share my opinion? I've never talked to anybody about this. Like, we've always, from the Mexican community, bro, from the Latin community, we stand back. Like, one thing that's thrown under the rugs is that child molesters and gays are something that don't run in our family. And there's always some of those somewhere, stories of them or something going on. And not to say it all brutally like that, but in the Mexican community and in the Latin community, there's a lot of that's happened, right?
Yes.
So I was talking to her, and I told her, I go, so what does it mean, this and that? And she was giving me the perspective of it, and I was like, wow, there's not just, you can't just say gay, bro. There's pansexual, this, and there's like tiers to this stuff, of their stuff, right? And yes. I told her, though, I go, And I go, okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Christian faith person. I have flaws. But this is my belief system. But look, what about the drag queens that go to school, right? And you know what she told me that was so interesting? She goes, a lot of those males that dress like women are not even homosexuals. They're not even under the flag, bro. And I told her, I go, that's amazing because that's what's making this look bad. Like she goes, no, there's a lot of them that are, but half of them ain't. There's so much to this community, bro.
But
cross-dressing.
But that's the thing when it comes to bare bones down to what the problem is. The majority of problem that parents have has zero to do with people's sexual preference. It has to do with doing it in front of kids. I can't comprehend for 1 second what is the big issue that they want to have grown ass men dancing sexually, half naked in front of children. What is the point of that?
I know, but you know what it is? It's a rebellion. It's a freedom, and see, even in this month, we have to respect it. And I say this respectfully towards my culture, to what everything I stand for as a Christian. Look, the American flag stands for freedom, right?
Yes.
Like you say, Cholo, like you say, do your thing, man. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But when they're up there on the cross, when they're up there, like they're sending some blasphemy to heaven that they're not ready for the consequence. And I'm not saying that community, because I know that community is different than these people that what they're doing, bro. It's like we all have flaws as human beings, bro.
Absolutely.
I have Christian belief system. We all have. If you put us on a scale, all of us, we all fail.
Yes.
See, that's the thing about humanity, that we have a human scale. We have a human scale for each other. Oh, that murderer was good because he did that, and that murderer was bad because he did that. We have our own scale, but in God's realm, if you love anything more than God, that's what he hates. And that's what I try to explain to this person. I go, look, my belief system is like this. There's some people that love the Raiders more than God, homie.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
On the real, bro. There's some Raider fans. I'm a Raider fan, but I love God. But I'm like, I love the Raiders, bro. And I told her, I go, it could be a business, it could be money, it could be, but the whole community of that flag, there's so much to it, and I've never given anybody an opportunity, bro, to ever explain it, because I had to meet somebody that was 40 plus years into it, that's been through the struggles, that's been through that, and then said, you know what, I'm gonna give you you let me share my heart with you, now share your heart with me. But when they told me that cross-dressing and those type of people are not even gay, I was like,
that makes it worse.
What the heck?
That makes it worse.
That makes it worse, bro. Because they're actually staining the LGBTQ community, because they're not even under that. This is some the 30% or 40% of those people are not even really under that flag, bro. It's more, it's una locura, right? But like I told her, I got gay cousins, I got gay family. I love them equally. I am no one to judge with my flaws in life, but if we take the time, we want to accuse a whole community when there's certain things that it's so hard to pinpoint. Cholo, your target, you're aiming at something, and it's like a big bear, and you might hit it in the shoulder, in the knee or whatever, but it's like such a big thing to really hit it, because
for sure
it's bad that the Dodgers are doing this. It's bad, bro, because LA and the Dodgers, the World Series, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, man, why are you guys doing this?
Yeah, but when they get involved in that, they're getting involved in a political party. The LGBTQ is a political agenda, whether they want to admit it or not, and the Dodgers should have never even touched it with this. But everybody wants to be so woke nowadays that they'll throw all their morals and values out the window just to say, hey, look, I'm woke, and it's a damn shame. Hey, I appreciate the phone call, Alfonso.
Hey, keep your head up. Little Cali Max, we out here,
man. Carnal. Thanks, Brother Lake. Cali Max in the building, homie, whether they like it or not. Change Man for Life. What's good, homeboy? Let me know we're going to run that interview. The Bible tells us about all this, bro. We're in the last days for sure. Much love, Gil. Yeah. Hope not. I hope not. Oh, look at this guy. Tuck and roll. Became a new member of the channel. Got a new highlight, and now he's paying it forward. That's right, homeboy. Appreciate the love. Let's see who's calling in right now. What's good, Mike? Talk to us.
What's going on, Gil? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. Just getting this conversation going. Talk to us. What you got to say?
First and foremost, I want to appreciate you for all you do for all us marginalized raza that are living out here, and
thank you,
we
brother.
applaud you, man. You're a stand-up individual. I've been watching you for some time now, and
appreciate that.
I don't always agree with you, but I always love watching you.
That's
man.
right. We're not always supposed to agree.
I'd say I'm about 85% of the way I agree with you.
Okay, so talk to us. What's your opinion on this one?
I think, you know what? I think they should teach it in school. I think they should teach how wrong it is, how these people are twisted and have mental illness, and how they're all going to go to hell, and to make sure you don't fall into this trap, children.
All right, well,
and that's what I got to say about that.
There you tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel.
I think they should keep it out of the schools. You know, it's an abomination in the first place, and no one wants their children being susceptible to things that, whether or not they agree with it, are just far-fetched theories and desires and ways of life that they don't bring in junkies to school and say, hey, look at this is what's going on, kid.
Yeah, that's a great point, but it's becoming there. You're having all the schools with a bunch of drug addicts out there, and they're not doing anything, and they're making it normal. It's almost like society is deteriorating right in front of our eyes, and instead of the politicians and people helping, they're making it worse.
Shame about it. You know what's a shame about it? That is no one's willing to stand up like you, and there are people like I was at the store the other day, and some lady tried to cut in front of me in line, and I said, excuse me, I was here first. She just tried to weasel in, and so I just got my cart and just went, in front of her, and I just said it just like that. She turned around and she told me, you don't have to be so rude about it. And I said, rude about it? Who's being rude? You know, like, I've been waiting here for 10 minutes. And then she's all, you don't need to be so aggressive. And I'm just talking regular. And she's almost yelling at me. And I said, aggressive? Are you serious? She's all, don't talk to me. I'm going to call the cops. It's all on camera. I said, oh, man. I said, whatever, like.
Welcome to America.
And then I said, I'm just going to talk to myself then, And I was all stupid, bitch. And she said, what? I said, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, God, Frank. Hey, brother, I appreciate
God bless you, Gil, for all
Thank you, brother. I appreciate the phone call, man.
We appreciate you.
That's right, brother. Thank you. There you go. Oh, man. Hey, somebody asked, I'm getting rid of all the, it's a blowout sale for the merch. I'll hook you guys up with something. American1cholo@gmail.com, American1cholo@gmail.com. I only got a few sizes and stuff, but hit me up. I'll throw in a bunch of stickers, air fresheners, the whole shebang, man. I got to get rid of this stuff before I buy some new stuff. All right. I'm coming. Keep them coming. Pierre, what's good?
Yo.
What's going on, buddy? Talk to us.
Hey, so what do you think about all these Chinese and,
The what, Holmes?
What do you think about all these Chinese and, all these gay people and shit?
I could care less. It doesn't, as far as life to life, it doesn't affect me. I what people do, with themselves or with other people, that is their business. I just don't like it in schools. I don't like it, having grown men at the gym with children. And I don't like it being pushed even at the Dodger Stadium where you're mocking the Catholic religion. That's what I think about it.
Hey, let me tell you, or let me ask you this. Why is it that majority of like what's going on is men trying to be women and not so much women trying to be men? And if it is women trying to be men, it's not really a problem. You know what I mean? As it is men trying to be women.
I think I can explain that. I think there is a good chunk of women that identify as men and do the transition, right? I think the reason that well, let me get to it. I think the reason that you see much more men trying to be women is because they're getting much more exposure in sports where they're going in there transitioning según now they're women and they're destroying female sports. They're destroying it. They're in track and field. They're killing it. In swimming, they're killing it. In weightlifting, they're killing it. Why? Because they're biological men. So that's why I believe they're getting all the attention because of how unequal the playing field is. Because now all of a sudden you have a guy that used to be ranked 450th in the swimming team in college, and now he's ranked number 1 because he transitioned to a woman, and that's why they're getting more attention.
All right, now we're talking about that on a major mainstream scale. Let's talk about it like in the hood, like, with those minority type of people. Why is it to us that it's an issue for a man to turn into a woman versus like, oh, you see a woman trying to be a dude? It's not really an issue, you know what I mean? Like it's just like a whatever.
I see what you mean, and I think that probably goes back to like the regular man machismo things, and mira este güey's joto and this, that, and the third, and I think that's probably why it is like that. But I think that's something that's older generation thinking, and the new generation, like my nephews, they're not thinking like that. They're not looking at it, which is a good thing. They're not looking at it like, oh, this guy wants and I really think that most people don't. I think the real issue.
Why though? Because it's more common now. That's why.
I'm sure, yeah. It's like anything else that becomes more common. It becomes more accepted, and like I said, I don't care if that's what people want to do. They can do that all day long, but you can't sit there and just because you believe something so strongly and think it's true to everybody else. So in other words, you can't sit there and say, a grown man saying, or just a man in general saying, "Oh, I'm a woman and I'm gonna go into the ladies' restroom, and stand up and take a leak and have my penis out because this is not really a penis; it's actually a vagina." No, dude, it's a penis. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't want that around kids, and that's it.
And you know what's crazy? It pops up a lot on TikTok, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like even just like regular fucking like 20, 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, like they be popping up like doing their makeup, and I'd be like, dog, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what I mean?
Listen,
just way too much.
It's grooming, Holmes, because now I want to say the percentage of kids that identify as some type of trans something or another is like 25% in schools. They're pushing it. They're pushing people to sit there and believe this is the it thing. If you're all of a sudden cisgender, there ain't no cisgender. It's you're a male and a female, But they're pushing it where it's the cool thing in school. The cool thing in school. You see it even the rap guys after they start making it. All of a sudden they start getting, let's keep it real, like homosexual tendencies. You start seeing these guys dressing up like women. You start seeing all kind of
painting their nails.
Everybody that goes Hollywood goes big, they eventually make them go into that. And there's like conspiracy theories about it, but it seems like they're trying to break down the family unit. They're trying to definitely break down the man. Nowadays, to be a man is something that is not good. Every movie you watch, every show you watch has to have LGBTQ, and like, dude, can I just watch a movie and not throw something political at me like this? And I don't care what movie or show, it's always being thrown at you. But it's up to us as consumers, like with the Dodgers, to say, no, I'm not taking it, Dodgers. This is bull. I'm upset, and I'm not gonna buy your merch. I'm not gonna go to your games until you guys make this right.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, man, this shit is crazy out here. But
that's right. I appreciate the phone call, bro. All right, we're getting it in, people. Let's run it up. Got in here. 393 in the building. That's right. As a homie from East Los who's been in prison and lived that life, but has now become a family man and converted to Catholicism, the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence is deeply offensive to all Latinos. There you go. But it's crazy how some people sit there and tell you what's offensive to us and what's not. No, dude, it's offensive. Like I said, if it was any other religion, if it was the Jewish religion, they would not do it whatsoever. If it was the Muslim religion, Islam, they would not do it whatsoever either. And that's a fact. S.A. Artie, what's good, brother?
What's up, big dog?
Talk to us, homeboy.
What's cracking, Gil?
Another beautiful day.
Nada, just right here, just enjoying this beautiful day. Yeah, you know what? That in Santana, they raised the pride flag up, right? During at the Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
And And I'm like, how do you put that flag next to, our flag? Our flag represents, it has representation to it, right?
Right.
The other flag, it represents a confused community that it also represents a sex that has nothing to do with the country flag next to it.
Right. It's about sexual preference.
You're forcing, exactly. So what you're doing, that flag, what you're doing is you're raising it, and us as adults are putting in the classrooms to minors that have no say to tell these kids what they are, but as a parent, it's our job to let them know what they are.
Right.
And so I think what I told my wife, my son has autism, and if they, my son doesn't really, he doesn't have autism where it's like, to the charts, but it's to where we're able, we just got his speech speaking, he's learning, but
it takes him a little more. It takes him a little more time than most kids.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You hit on the money. And so, but my son, he always asks people, "Oh, are you a girl or are you a boy?" And that's something I taught him.
Right.
And I see some people that kind of like, but it's like, hey, I'm teaching my son, and this is what he's gonna learn. You're not gonna confuse my boy to say that it's okay for this and this and that. But at the end of the day, it's not. As parents, we have the right,
yes,
to choose. Getting at is that if you want to go against a school, remember it's a public school. That's a majority that are doing this, right? The public schools. The private schools ain't pushing it because a lot of them are either Christian, Catholic, that have some type of religious belief behind it, right? So it's the public schools that are doing this. So how do public schools get paid? Is by the children's attendance.
Yes.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
The way we do that is like I didn't send my son to school for about a week because he was dealing with some issues and so, but now they're not gonna we'll do this. Now they want to bend over backwards for us. You know what I mean? Because since my son has autism, the program that the school does, they actually get more money.
Yeah, they get funded more from the feds.
Exactly. So now they're like, damn, you know what I mean? And so now they want to bend over backwards to us and give us what we want, when they could have just done that from the beginning. But it just shows the proof that if you just do something like that and they start seeing, like, man, well, today we have 20 kids. Now today we're going 15, now 10. Because you said, 25% of kids are identifying as a different gender?
Yep.
Well, 25% of that is probably like 10 students that might be doing that.
Right.
So I think if it does come down to it, that's the right way to protest, is get into their pocket.
For sure. All right, my man. I appreciate the phone call, huh?
All right, big dog.
Thank you, brother. All right. Yeah, and they're having that bill. They're going to vote for that bill out here in California that's going to allow 12-year-olds to make a decision to get emancipated so they can have sexual surgery. Come on, that's insane. Valerie, what say you?
Gail, how are you?
I'm always into something.
I watch you this. I'm picking up my daughter from work, but I agree with you when it comes to if it was another culture or the Jewish people would be going crazy. Let's do a couple comments because my daughter is gay.
Okay.
But I don't ever push that agenda of women or men. Like, that's like us going to a strip club. Like, how old do you have to be to go to a strip club? Like, there's no way that our kids can be exposed to, like, us walking around the house naked. Or, like, look back when we were younger. Did your grandma and your grandfather kiss? No, it was, like, very, like, no, taboo, right?
Right.
So why is it okay now? That's not okay to have junior high schoolers or elementary kids, like, exposed, because that's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it is. It's grooming. It's grooming. There's no other way to look at it.
Exactly. And even my daughter says, Mom, like, this is crazy because the kids nowadays, I don't know, she tells me like something about like furries. Oh, they're like an animal. And I'm like, Like, this is crazy because you're a woman or you're a female or you're a male. Whether you have a penis or you have a vagina, right? It is what it is.
Yes.
If you choose to change that when you get older, that's your, just like girls, breast implants, all that shit, right? When you get older.
Right.
You should be pushing that with little kids because no matter, and I think this is why the gay community gets like a lot of shit, is because that's not what they're pushing either. It's just some people that are like, fuck it, free for all, right?
And that's exactly what it is. What it is
Yeah.
the extreme part of them have pushed it so hard, and nobody's pushed back to say, "Hey, man, wait a minute! What, you got grown ass men dancing in front of children? There's nothing correct about this." And I think if you speak to anybody who has any kind of common sense, they'll say, "Yeah, it doesn't make any sense." But if anybody says anything about that, all of a sudden, oh, you're a homophobe, you're this. No.
Oh no, yeah, you're a homophobe. Yeah, even when you say something about like certain ethnicities, oh, you're racist. No, fool. Let me just tell you real quick. This is not okay because if it was done to us and we don't push back, then no. It's nothing about that. It's common sense. Like, you fucking respect somebody to the fullest extent, and if they disrespect you, you're like, hey, wait, what are you doing? And a lot of times nobody speaks up because they don't want to feel like they're being racist, or they don't want to feel like they're being homophobic. And like I said, my daughter is gay, and I have black friends, I have Asian friends. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're wrong, I think in general, you're wrong, especially when it comes to kids.
Yes.
Kids, you can't groom them because you're fucking confusing them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Kids at that age don't even know what they are, and you're already pushing all these crazy ideologies on them about all these different sexes. When you're 12, 13 years old, you're still trying to figure out, oh man, you're the birds and the bees. You're barely starting to see who you really like and all that stuff. But to sit there at 7, 8 years old and start throwing, here's 20 genders at you, pick one. Oh, you want to be a dog? You can be a dog. No.
You're already fucking confused.
You're already confused.
I was watching something earlier today, and I know a lot of people don't like, I'm not going to even say the name, but I was watching something earlier, and this guy was saying, it's like us saying, because we're politics and religion or whatever, right?
Right.
So talk about that. So you push an agenda, you're pushing it, and then like, oh, we can't say this because this side is going to get mad, or this side. But that's exactly what they're doing with our kids. And if we don't speak up with our kids, especially, I don't care what color you are, I don't care what, gay or not gay, if you don't speak up for your kids right now, we're going to have a whole shitload of things that we're going to have to deal with our kids, and they're going to be confused. They're going to be more confused now, than ever.
Yes.
Because like you said, when you're 13, 14 years old, what do? You're like, your friends make fun of you, like, oh, you're fat.
Yeah.
What do you mean, fool? Why are you looking at my dick? We're taking a shower, we'll play sports.
But now it's different. Now it's, oh, you're straight. That's the bad guy.
No, Gil, you have a good night. I just wanted to put my 2 cents into it.
For
and
sure.
I think that what you're doing is fucking amazing. I love you. You have a good night.
Thank you. Appreciate the call. All right, there we go. Oh, here's the guy, Alex Estrada. I finally found you. American Chancla. He said, I didn't really like American Chancla, but he's kind of growing on me, homie. I'm like mold, homie. Eventually, I'm going to grow on you, carnal. Thanks for that $2 super chat, fool. American Chancla, American Custer. There's some good ones going out there. There's some good ones going out there, carnal. Let me see. Oh, this be? Caller. Caller. Hello. Oh, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Oh, Mr. Somas is in the building, everybody. What's good, Somas? Talk to us, homeboy.
That's right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Nothing, bro.
Talk to us.
Hey, bro, I just caught part of the show right now. Bro, I wanted to speak on this subject. Bro, I don't have to say this, that I've been saying this for a long time. And let me everybody can research what I'm saying. The reason that this is being pushed so hard by these politicians is because the reality is that these politicians, the majority of these politicians on both sides, they're all compromised with kids. They have to normalize the behavior that they've been doing, so when they get caught, when the truth comes out about what they've been doing, they can simply claim that it is a sexual preference, and they will make you the enemy for pointing your finger at them. This is it. This is all it is. They have to normalize this to the public. They have to.
And when you say normalize, you're talking about like pedophilia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly why they're doing it. I mean, just look at the stuff that they're pushing. I mean, to parents, right? To normal thinking people, it's something completely out of this world to us, right?
Right.
But they're pushing it as, oh, it's normal. It's normal for a grown man to want to be with the child. It's normal for a man to wear a dress. It's normal. Like you said, and like I've said before, what two consenting adults do in their home is none of my business. That's none of my business. But I mean, how long have I been saying this, bro, that they're coming into the schools, they're grooming the children, they're preparing the children, because in reality, they're grooming their future victims. This is really what it is. And they're normalizing it so that it really gives them a cover. And in reality, let's be very honest, they're using the gay community to run that play on the public.
And they're running that play, brother. They're running a major.
Oh, bro, they're running it whether you agree with it or not. And the truth is, see, a lot of people don't, I don't know if some people have or haven't, but when you start connecting the dots, this goes back to the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Majorly.
And let me give you guys a little bit of information. This ties in to a lot of these politicians that are compromised with children. A lot of these politicians that go there are celebrities and actors, and maybe some of the people, you know, that some people actually support. When they go to this island, they don't really know what they're involved with. But once they get them drugged up or get them drunk and they introduce these young girls to them, the whole Epstein thing was it was a blackmail scheme. And a lot of people, some people probably know about this, some don't. But this is why some of these politicians can run, you know, for office and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Then at the last minute, when it's time to vote on that bill that they promised they would vote a certain way on, they change the way they vote because they're simply told, you're going to play ball with what we told you, or we're going to ruin your whole career by releasing this tape, not only to your family, but to the public.
Right.
And let me tell you something that people should look at. Simply look at what they did to Trump. Gil, you know, bro, because this just recently happened to you, right?
It happens to me every 6 months.
Okay, they made up some shit on you, right? And they pushed the narrative. Simply think about this. For all these people, they are such diehard, you know, Trump haters. If Trump was involved with this, you don't think by now CNN would have leaked a video of Trump on this island?
Oh, 100%.
Why has this not been produced? Why has it not been produced? And why are they covering, you know, for all these other politicians? I don't want to get off track, bro, but this agenda, guys, I'm telling you, the men need to stand up. The men need to become men again. The men today, I'm sorry to say, they're more interested in sharing jeans with their girls, painting their nails, doing all this weird stuff instead of protecting. The majority of men today are trying to do this, you know, let me be politically correct. Let me take my kids to these things to show everybody that I'm not one of those Trump supporters. I'm not one of those right-wingers. I'm not a conservative because the news told me that these are racist. These are the racist people. But everybody knows by now, bro. Mexicanos, Latinos, whatever you want to call yourself, Cali Max, we are conservative by nature. And they want to break that in us. And they want us to call ourselves
Latinx.
What is it? What do they call it? Latinxers and all this weird stuff. Homies, get back to protecting your family. We don't have to go along with this garbage.
That's right.
They're polluting our children. They're trying to pollute our children. And if we don't fight back, like I've said many times before, we can claim to be this and be that and do all these things for our hood. But if we don't even stand for our kids, in reality, we are nothing.
Yeah, you know what backs your whole play is they refuse to release the flight logs and all that to the island of Epstein till this day. And I'm like, why? Yeah, why would you? That's something that the whole public should know what was going on over there.
Why? What did you think, bro, that if they really wanted to put the nail in Trump's coffin and get the people to completely turn on Trump, they would have released a picture of Trump on the island? They would release a video and say, look, here he is with the child right here.
Absolutely.
Why haven't they done it?
Absolutely. Because I think because they would have to release it on everybody else that was over there. And there had to be. There was dozens and dozens of politicians and people, billionaires that went out there.
You know what, bro? I would encourage a lot of people to look into something that was going on in New Mexico with there was a governor out of New Mexico. His last name was Richardson. He looks like a Mexicano, Latino, right? But he donated a lot of land to Epstein, hundreds of acres.
You talk about the former governor out there?
Yeah, the former. You remember him, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that guy donated a bunch of land, a lot of land to Epstein. And when Epstein, supposedly hung himself, they raided that compound, and because it was really what it was a compound. Some people, if you guys can dig and you do your homework, some people will find some very interesting information on what they found down there, and it's actually very strange, bro. And I try to speak about this, but this is one of the reasons why I keep getting banned, bro. They just banned 2 more of my accounts. I'm on 22 accounts on TikTok, bro. 22 accounts.
Hey, bro, why is it that listen? I see some stuff on TikTok. I'm like, dude, I haven't posted on TikTok in a minute because I'm ready to get banned too. But the dumbest things in the world, they knock you off, and I see all kind of crazy stuff on TikTok.
Yeah. You know what, bro? Today, truth is offensive.
Yes.
Truth is hate speech.
Yes, truth has been identified as hate speech. You're absolutely right.
It's true. And you know what's the next push is going to come? Because right now they're running this narrative to try to indoctrinate these kids. And
yes, for
sure. The next narrative. You remember, Gil, one of the first times when I did a small interview with you, and I spoke about this whole thing with the children and how even my wife mentioned the movie with Christian Bale when he's young, and it's called what was it called? Swing Kids, right? And it talked about what they did back then with the Nazis and how they used the kids to tell on their parents. Well, a lot of people don't know that this whole thing that happened with Target, some of the clothes that was designed by this, he was a Satanist, right?
Yeah, I saw.
They were designing his clothes when they got this pushback. Some of the clothes that these kids that they were trying to get these kids to wear showed the parents their heads in guillotines, and their heads being chopped off. And they were pushing a narrative where they were basically trying to tell these kids to start spying on the parents and to turn their parents in. This is the next push. And the next push in reality, honestly, is going to be to label anybody that has any kind of faith as a hate group. The Southern Poverty Law Center already identifies Christians and Catholics and the Muslims as hate groups within the United States.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, when we first met, so much I thought you were off the rocker and insane and crazy, but in a good way. I don't mean that in a bad way. But no, man, to be honest with you, a lot of the stuff that you say is coming to fruition, unfortunately, man. And hopefully people will stand up and open their eyes and see what's going on out there.
You know what? I hope the same thing too. And I know, bro, that the things that I say, not just me, but other people,
right?
I know it sounds crazy. I know that it sounds crazy. But the reality is that if we don't come to understand that this is a real agenda, I mean, I think that if people really do the homework and figure out what's really coming down the pipeline and things that they're openly bragging about that they're going to do, I think if people do the homework and realize what's coming down the pipe, people will stand together and really fight against this. Because if not, to anybody out there listening to me, we are going to lose this country. We are going to lose everything that we hold dear, including our children, by really the hands of a handful of people around the world that are complete perverts and that care nothing for a family, that care nothing about more than money. And morals don't mean anything to them. They care about money. That's their bottom line.
For sure.
And to them, for them to hurt a child is their ultimate thing. That is their ultimate thing. And if they can pollute innocence, they got us, bro. They got us. This is why they push this, abortion. They call babies parasites. They push this agenda where you hear all these people talking about bodily autonomy and all this weird stuff. Don't let your kids be indoctrinated with this shit, people.
Right.
They're pushing it in schools. Man, bro, I won't take too much of your time. I walked into Home Depot today, bro, and nothing against the gay community, bro. What two consenting adults do, that's their business.
Absolutely.
But what do I have to walk into Home Depot when I'm going to buy electrical supplies and there's a big old pride table and balloons everywhere? What the fuck does that have to do with me buying my shit?
I have no clue. It's a sexual preference. That's what they're putting out there.
Oh, it's strange. People, protect your kids, man. stop thinking people like me or Gil or anybody else that is trying to wake people up to understand consciously what's happening. Stop thinking that we're crazy people. I mean, I get nothing out of this. Nobody's paying me to do anything. Nobody's paying me to say this. I can read the tea leaves, bro. I can read the tea leaves and what's coming. And bro, honestly, I'm exhausted. I'm done with TikTok, bro. I'm done completely with TikTok.
You say that every 2 months, fool. You'll be back.
But you know what? You know what it is, though, Gil? Is it every time that I want to give up and say I can't do this no more? The people don't want to listen, because that is my biggest frustration, bro. The people fight me, bro, when I'm trying to say, just wake up, man. Just listen to what I'm telling you. They hate me for it. Just, you know what that's like.
Yeah,
they hate
of course.
You, right? They hate you.
Of course.
Okay. So you know my frustration, bro. And every time I want to quit and I tell my wife, you know what, babe, I'm done with this. Something tells me don't quit, man. There's people out there still that don't get it. And so I make new accounts, bro. But I'm really gonna try to push YouTube. I keep saying it. Hopefully one day when I do, bro, you'll come on my show.
Of course. I'll promote the shit out of it, man. Whenever you're ready, let me know, Somas. Yeah. All right, brother. Hey, always appreciate the phone calls happening, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, brother. God bless you, bro. Thank you.
All right, brother. Late. Mr. Somas. Always coming with the heat. Let me see. I want to answer this question. Here we go. Me and P5, whatever that is. Quick question, Gil. As Raza, do we groom our kids to be in gangs or gang members? I want to say that we used to. Absolutely. We used to sit here and groom kids to be gang members. That's kind of the same thing that's going on with that back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, that was what you were meant to be, or we thought. And that's what the uncles, that's what the aunts, that's what even the mothers, the fathers. Yeah, we did, but we learned that it was wrong, and that's why we're changing that narrative. So hope that answered your question. Oh, you hung up 805. Let me see what we got here. We got about an hour. We're gonna good person. Let's see what you got. This man is speaking facts. That's probably Mr. Somas. Mr. Somas always dropping that knowledge. All right, we gotta let me see if I can catch up to that. I think I saw a super chat down there. Here we go. OG Steve sending support for the platform. Hey, I appreciate that, Steve. That really helps out. Keep the lights on over here, man. Some people will get upset, but we're doing it right, people. All right, let me get another 1 or 2 phone calls in here. Then we'll get bouncing and rolling. Like I said, this has zero to do with people's preference. You can do what you want, homie. This is America. It has to do with pushing the agenda on children. It has to do with pushing it in schools. It has to do with sitting here and having children that are in elementary school, look at stuff like this. That's not what we're doing. We're trying to have adult conversation without having people calling you, a racist, a homophobe, just because you don't agree on what they agree on. Caller, who's this?
Danny from Pico Rivera.
Mr. Danny from Pico Rivera. What's good, homeboy? Talk to us.
What's the word, Gil? Saludos. Been listening to you for a while, and I guess we're talking Dodgers and Pride Night tonight, right?
Yes, sir. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Let's do it. I love it.
So one of the greatest Dodgers of all time, by the name of Jackie Robinson, when he first was playing on the Dodgers, people were hating big time, right?
Yes.
And I'm hearing a lot of people calling in, and it seems like you could almost take their comments about the Pride, the LGBT community and the Pride movement and all that, and you can kind of hear it like, man, this is probably the way that people were talking about Jackie back in the day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? When he broke the color lines and everything. I know it's not exactly the same.
I know what you mean. I agree. I agree with what you're saying so far.
I'm thinking to myself like, hey, what if this is just a changing of the times? And, the Dodgers, when they brought Jackie on, people hated them. White people, you know what I mean? They weren't about it. And in the same way where a lot of our listeners, we feel a certain way about LGBT and, grooming or whatever. I'm sure that there were a lot of white people who were looking at, like mixed race couples and saying the same thing that we're saying about LGBT.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's nasty.
Absolutely.
That's unnatural, blah, blah, blah. So
now,
I don't really want to come out on here and preach.
Listen,
I just wanted to put that in
That's
here,
a great comment. Now, let me respond to it, all right? Okay. The hustle is this. That's what the LGBTQ is pushing. They jumped on the backs of the BLM movement and then kicked the BLM movement to the ground, kept moving forward, and have now classified themselves almost as that kind of movement, as a civil rights movement, that they're being out here persecuted, killed, murdered, and that can be the farthest thing from the truth. When it comes to pride, like parades and all that stuff, it doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that they will sit there and say it's family friendly when you got a guy, chaps, getting whipped by another dude. You got transgender guys with big old dildos out there, and these are children watching this, right? And then when it comes to the Pride Night at Dodger Stadium, I have no issue with the Pride Night. What I have an issue is with the double standard that you can sit here and mock a whole religion, whereas if it was mocking the Jewish religion, you know for a fact that wouldn't fly. When it goes to mocking Islam and the Muslim religion, you know for a fact that wouldn't fly. So why is it okay to mock the Catholic religion? It's as if Catholics, anybody who disagrees with LGBTQ is seen as second-class citizens who are racist, and we have no say-so. This is America, and we feel that, our children shouldn't be in front of this. Just like in school, there's a separation of church and state. Well, there should be a separation of sex and state too. You shouldn't be teaching my kids about sex, and I think that's the real issue. But it always gets diverted into, oh man, and I'm not saying you yourself, but you're playing devil's advocate. It always gets diverted into, oh, you're a homophobe, oh, you're against stuff. No, I could care less. I could care less what you do in your world or whatnot. But when you're sitting here pushing this to children, trying to teach my kids, my grandkids, your ideology, I have a problem with that.
I get it. And I'm Catholic, and when I seen that whole Sisters of Perpetual whatever it was, and how they dressed up, yeah, I wasn't cool with it. You know what I mean? But I'm just sitting here listening, and I'm thinking to myself, I think back to Jackie, and I think back to the color, him breaking the color barrier, and I'm just like, I guess history will tell who was on the right side of this debate.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I can, they sometimes it gets that line gets pushed a little far, like you said. Some of the imagery that they be using and the props. That's gonna be inappropriate.
That's the inappropriate stuff. But if it's as if you cannot for one bit criticize, and I have a problem with that. No, we are supposed to be able to say, hey man, I don't really like this. Oh, you're a homophobe. Why? Because you got a 4-foot penis out in your playing around. No, that's insane, bro.
So shout out to everybody in Pico Rivera that's listening, everybody in the Southeast LA area. Big shout out to Big Gil over there. Hey, my lady was saying that you need help get, growing out your brocha. You gotta eat more chile, homie.
Nah. Shit, this vato. All right, homie. Shout out to Pico Rivera and the brochudos, homeboy late, brother. Shit. Salud, Cholo. We always locked in. Central Cal, $2 super chat. Appreciate the love. Mr. Fischler, Steady Minds, Gil, $9.99 super chat. Hey, I sent somebody your way. I don't know if they called you. Somebody was looking for some work. Anybody looking? If you're still looking, the homie here, hit me up, American1Cholo@gmail.com, or hit my DM. He's looking for concrete construction laborers in San Diego. They need concrete construction laborers in San Diego. So hit me up, and the homie here will hook you up with the job, carnal. Ulysses. Cali Max por vida, carnal. Waiting on them stickers. As a matter of fact, I got your envelope here. I got it already written down with your address, homie. I did get that email. I'll be sending that stuff out tomorrow. I'll be sending out some of that merch that you guys have purchased. Hit me up. Let's see what you guys got. So with that being said, people, go ahead and drop your city, drop your state, and let me know. I'll give you a shout out. Pearl Contreras, $10 super chat. God bless you, Gil, for speaking the truth. Too many people are scared to speak on it. Blasphemy is not okay. We need to take a stand now. And with that, people, let me see what you guys got. I don't know. All is the wicked, huh? Let me see. Let's see. We got Somas Tanner is good, gente. Absolutely. I'll give you 10 seconds. City, state, La Brocha. There we go. Cholo, man, we got the Cholo over here and a member. That's what's good, homie. Bell Garden, San Jose, the Sharks, the 408. And most definitely, let's see, I'll give you another 10 seconds over here. We'll be going live this Wednesday. We're going to have a panel with Boo Boo Bear. Notorious comes through. And one or two other people. You know what it is. Thanks, Gil. Great show. Hey, thank you guys in for tapping in. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Whether we agree or disagree on this platform, we could at least have the conversation. That's what it's about. It's about us having grown folk conversation without getting your feelings hurt. I appreciate all you guys, OG Steve, Fish Slayer, everybody who tapped in and supported the channel and donated to the channel. One love to everybody. You guys have a good one. Stay blessed. And you know what it is, man.